If you want to know who's the leader in your market, well, the folks over at Boston Business Journal will provide you with the listings of hundreds of the hottest area companies in their fields, and they do it by ranking in their annual book of lists. The book of lists. It's been hailed as the perfect tool for sales prospecting, job hunting, fundraising, and plain old business researching. Later this month is their big networking event with over 1,000 top executives from the companies featured in their latest edition, all together at the Museum of Fine Arts for their annual gala. Joining us this morning to talk a little Boston business is the head honcho, the publisher of the BBJ, Chris McIntosh. Buenos dias. Good morning.
Alberto, how are you?
Man, always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure.
So I'm excited because I get to crash a party on the 28th, right?
We heard you were coming, Alberto.
Yes. Tell me a little bit.
The staff is ready.
The staff is ready?
Yes.
Good. Before we get to the gala, this is the book, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Good. I have last year's edition, right?
Yes, you do.
Because the new one's getting printed up.
Right now.
All right.
As we speak.
As we speak. What do people get when they have this in their hands?
They get a local ranking of the top businesses in Greater Boston. So it's a B2B, business-to-business publication. They uncover the top accounting firms, law firms, intellectual property, defense contractors, general contractors, just every facet of business in Boston we rank in some way, shape, or form and compile it all together at the end of the year in the book of lists.
Yeah, I've seen some of the interesting categories. I mean, you have like the companies that are the most philanthropic, right?
Sure.
They give the most money. And,
Absolutely.
and you actually have the numbers of what they give out.
Yes, we do.
Now, I've always wanted to ask you this, is how do you guys go about compiling this? This is not easy work here.
It's not. We have a great research staff. We bother people quite a bit. They trust us, Alberto. After 31 years, they trust us with the information. So they provide us with their revenue numbers and with their growth numbers and with their charitable numbers, and they trust us to do the right thing with those numbers and provide content that you can't find anywhere else. And they also get notoriety and visibility that way. We do our privately held event every April, which is our Pace Setters event, and those private companies, they give us growth numbers and revenue numbers for 4 years, and no one else has that type of information. We're very fortunate. We work very hard for it, and I have an amazing staff that really knows how to get it done.
Yeah, for those who could be watching us now, and I mean, I know I've always known BBJ. I get it. I'm a subscriber. What kind of exclusive content is available to your subscribers on a weekly basis? How do you define what your work is done? Because I know you're more than a newspaper now as well.
We are. It's a great question, Alberto. We try to find the people behind local businesses. So it's a lot of profiles. It's an executive profile every single week, a top CEO in Boston. We only do 52, obviously. We're a weekly business journal. We do emerging leaders. We've profiled some of the up-and-comers. We have our 40 under 40, where we look at the next wave of CEOs and C-class individuals in Boston. So for us, business is about the people behind the businesses. We can write about State Street and Bank of America and all the major law firms and accounting firms in Boston, but it's really the people. It's those leaders behind those organizations that we really focus on and really try to bring unique content to the local, anybody in business, anybody around Boston that cares about business will pick up the BBJ.
We've been following you closely, and I've noticed that you've extended beyond the pages of BBJ to these incredible networking events that really have a theme. So you do a number of them during the year, and give our viewers kind of a taste of these themes and the subject matter that you guys really offer those who go and attend these events.
Sure, we do. We have 15 signature events. We call them signature events. They vary by industry. We do a couple a month, sometimes 2 a month, which is a little daunting at times, but they vary from 400 to 500 to 1,100, 1,200 attendees. Best places to work at the Wang Theater, for example. We celebrate companies that are statistically ranked the best place to work, with employee benefits, with feedback from their staff. We do anonymous surveys. We, as I mentioned, our 40 under 40 or our Pace Setters event in the spring. We do our most admired companies, CEOs, and brands. We actually let the Business Journal readers vote. They'll be starting to vote in January, and then late February we announce the most admired companies, CEOs, and brands in Boston. So
That's awesome. And then, of course, I mentioned it at the beginning. Now we can actually talk about this great event, this great party that I crash every year. I just say I know Chris McIntosh. It is the gala, and it's at the Museum of Fine Arts, right?
It is our second year at the Museum of Fine Arts. I try to move it around. We did a couple years at the Boston Garden, and our second year here at the MFA.
I see the information up there. We've also got your website, so if you want more information, right, they can just go on there. But that's a who's who of business folks.
It really is. I call it creative kidnapping.
Yeah.
We really get 400 or 500 CEOs to attend. It's a great event, about 1,100 attendees, a magnificent night, and no speeches,
right.
no awards, no music. It's literally the music is the networking, the buzz of the networking, and people move around and they're exhausted at the end of the evening.
Yeah, I've been to it. It is, all kidding aside, an incredible event. Chris, tell me a little bit more about yourself. I mean, I know, you're a good guy. But for those who don't know you.
I try to keep up with you, Alberto.
Yeah. I got a little note here
city.
from a young lady named Carolyn who said, could you ask him a little bit about his personal life and embarrass him a little bit? The person who dressed you, Carolyn, today, told me to ask you. So tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, you know what, Alberto, I'm just a hardworking business guy. I grew up in this city. I love this city.
Where'd you grow up?
Bedford, Mass.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So father worked for Raytheon for 31 years. Just love this city, love to be in business. As you, an affinity for publishing. Just love the information age. We're in an amazing place right now.
And an affinity for nice ties.
There we go.
All right, my friend.
Thank you,
See you on the 28th.
Yes, you will.
Absolutely.
We'll be
That's
looking
Chris
for you.
McIntosh, BBJ Publisher. All right. That's it for this.